Before you call the repairman, turn on all the lights, check all the closets and cupboards, look under all the beds, because you never can tell. There just might be a gremlin in your house.
What's going on everyone, Tommy from Pizarro's Pieces, and I'm back today with a video focusing on my collection. And today we're going to be looking at the LJN range of Gremlins toys. You can see I've got quite a few of them, including some doubles and triples, and some of these are from my childhood. So I'm going to sort of run through them and get some close-ups on the camera so you can see. But before I do that, I just want to talk about the collection itself. So it came out in 1984, the Gremlins toys from LJN. Now I've got near enough all of them here. The only ones I haven't got are the water hatchers. Now I've seen them go on eBay sometimes, carded. The only problem is that the bubbles come away, or the bubble goes yellow, they come off, and then because they're water hatchers, they kind of corrode and they go all horrible. So I'm waiting for a decent lot to come up that I can purchase and add to this lot. In regards to the collection itself, as you can see, there was a couple of wind-ups. So you got the Gizmo wind-up and the Stripe wind-up. I'd probably be looking to try and get these carded at some point in the future. You got the small Poseable Gizmo, the large Poseable Gizmo, the large Poseable Stripe, the bendy Stripe, and the 3-pack up here of Gizmo, Little Stripe and Big Stripe. Got some really clean, good examples of a couple of the figures. This being one of them being this one. Now this is the small Poseable Gizmo. I've also got two loose ones there. One of them is from my childhood. I'm not too sure which one, because whenever I see LJN Gremlins now, I kind of just pick them up. Not really army building or anything, but just to give them a home. That's why I've got doubles and triples. This one I've got in a double set with the carded bendy Stripe, which the bubble's a little bit yellow on that one. It's not the greatest. The card's pretty good though, but I got them both at a really good price. This was about 2 years ago now, I think. I can't remember how much I paid for them. I think I paid like £40 or something for the pair, which in hindsight of what prices are like now for toys is pretty good. So this is really, really clean. I mean, it's got a Toys R Us price on it as well. It's actually got dollars. I got this from America. So I'll do a little zoom in for you on that. As you can see, the great colours on the card. So that's probably one of the best examples of one of the LJN figures that I've got. So that's the Gizmo. Another one is this one. I got this years ago. This is the triple pack. I don't know what it is with the LJN Gremlins figures. The bubbles always go yellow on them. The cards stay sort of pretty clean. It could be from displaying like sun and that, age as well. Obviously these are over 30 years old. So I got this one years ago, probably like 15 years ago I think it was. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I've seen these on eBay now going for anything from 30, 40, 50 quid upwards. And ultimately with Gremlins, if you're a Gremlins collector, it's what you're willing to pay. And yeah, I think a reasonable one like this is probably worth between sort of £30 and £45 if I'm honest. So that's the triple pack. So you've got the big Stripe, the little Stripe, and Giz. Again, card's pretty good on that. Bubble's a little bit yellow, but that's quite a good example of that triple pack. I've seen some really, really bad ones and people wanting ridiculous money for them. Another one that I got recently is this Gizmo, which is the large Poseable Gizmo. Now I did have this loose as well. but it was very, very yellowed, and I sold it to my mate Vic, who also likes Gremlins. Some of you know him as Fistful of Collectibles, who runs the store at Greenwich Market, the toy store at Greenwich Market. Now this one I got in 2015, I think I got this. I paid like £20 for it. It was actually, someone was selling it on, I think it was Gumtree, and I collected it. It was quite local to me. It was like Sidcup or somewhere. Paid about £20 for it, and it's never been out of the box, and the box ain't the best shape, but for £20 I was really, really pleased with that. As you can see, the box is a little faded. The figure itself though is in really, really, really good condition. Not too much colouring or anything in regards to sun and yellowing. So yeah, I was really, really pleased with that. So yeah, we've got a couple of two bendy stripes loose. One of them again is from my childhood. We've got another 3 triple packs here loose. So 2 stripes, 2 mini stripes, and 2 mini gizmos. And then obviously, as mentioned, I've got the bendy stripe on card. I'd probably be looking to get a better card than that. That's quite yellowed. If I did, I'd probably open that guy, to be honest with you. Right, I've saved the best for last. Now I was trying to get this guy for years. I was trying to get it at a reasonable price. Now if you're a Gremlins collector, you'll know that this one is probably the most, it is the most expensive out of the LJN range, and it's the hardest to get. This is the big Poseable stripe. I was trying to get him boxed, but the price is ridiculous, sort of anything from £90, £100 up to £150, £170. I've seen them go for, just depending if it's ever been out of the box, etc. This one I got last year, and I think I paid 30 quid for him, I think, which is quite good. The only problem with this one is his arms are solid, because the arms had come out. They were loose, really, really loose, so they've been glued. But for display purposes, he's great. It's a great figure, but I want a better one. I want a boxed one, and as mentioned earlier, I do need the water hatchers, and I will get them eventually. It may take time, but yeah, this is just a small section of my Gremlins collection, but I thought I would do the first video on the LJN toy line, and then what I'll do is in a second video I'll probably do like the NECA figures. I'll probably do a third video on some of the more obscure items that I've got, the unusual items, including things like books and records and cassettes and all that. But I thought the first one I'd do is on this. It's quite a small toy line in regards to some of the other toy lines, but it's Gremlins, to be honest with you. It was a horror movie, so to have a toy line, a lot of people will probably say it's quite surprising. But yeah, that is my Gremlins LJN collection, and if any of you guys watching have got any Gremlins figures that you want to sell, I'm your man. I'll take any Gremlins in my house. There's plenty of room for them. As you can see, I won't stop. I'll carry on buying these. It becomes a little bit of an addiction with your biggest like, and Gremlins is my biggest focus when it comes to collecting. Very unusual, I know. A lot of people ask me the story behind it. I don't really know, but I do know that my mum had this when I was younger, and I was petrified of it. I used to literally grab it and throw it in the cupboard. I could not stand it, and then obviously a fear turned into an obsession, and eventually into this. This is not new. This is not something that's new. As some of my close friends and family know, Gremlins is something I have collected since the late 80s. Probably, yeah, it's definitely late 80s, so I would have probably been about 6, 7. I remember my nan going to New York in 1990, I think it was, and Gremlins 2 had just come out, and she brought me back loads of bits and pieces, merchandise on Gremlins 2, which I've still got. I think I've got the majority of it is still here, so I would have only been 7 then, as I was born in 1983, so I've been collecting Gremlins from a very early age. And it goes on because they're still bringing stuff out. You know, they brought the Bat Gremlin NECA figure out about a year and a half ago. Obviously the NECA figures, there's quite a few of them, and I haven't got all of them either. So, you know, there's still Gremlin stuff out there for me to buy. But I love the older stuff. I think this is the best stuff. So I thought I'd do the first video on these guys. So I hope you've enjoyed that quick little video on a section of my Gremlins collection. As you would have seen in previous videos, I've done a part 1 on He-Man. So there will be a part 2, a part 3, probably even a part 4. And the same goes for these guys, because I can't really squeeze it all into one video because it will drag on. I just want to do short little 10-minute videos showcasing my collection, because that's what it's there for. Your collection's there to be showcased. That's what I believe, and I want to show you guys what I've got. I hope you've been enjoying the videos that I've been putting up. There's plenty more to come, and don't forget, I'm going to America in about 4 weeks time, so I'll be getting plenty of toy hunting footage from over there. Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe if you ain't already. If you've got any comments, or if you've got any Gremlins for sale, let me know in the comments below. Catch me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Pizarro's Pieces. See you soon.